I always liked horror movies. It was just entertainment. Friday night, lights off, popcorn volume up. Demons, possession, spirits. Nothing impressed me anymore. At first, I watched them occasionally. Then it became a habit. Then it became an addiction. If it wasn't dark, heavy, disturbing, I wouldn't even watch it. I used to say it didn't affect me, but I started noticing small changes. I slept worse. I had constant nightmares. My mind felt restless all the time, but I ignored it. It was just a movie. One night I watched a particularly intense film. Rituals, Invocations, a demonic entity, the kind of movie that leaves a strange silence after the credits roll. I turned off the TV. The room felt darker than it should have. I laughed at myself. It's just suggestion. But that night, I woke up with the feeling that someone was in the room. I didn't see anything, but I felt it. A heaviness in the air, an unusual tension. In the following days, I began noticing something more serious. My mind was different. Stronger negative thoughts, constant irritation, a sense of oppression I couldn't explain. I hadn't performed any ritual, but I had fed something. My mind was saturated with images, fear, spiritual violence, and I realized something important. What you consume shapes the atmosphere within you. A movie is not just images. It's atmosphere, it's message, it's emotional gateway. And emotional gateways also open doors. Over time, I started avoiding silence. I always needed noise. I always needed distraction. When I was alone, my mind replayed scenes. Shadows seemed larger. Every small sound felt like a threat. It wasn't a visible entity. It was something more dangerous. It was my peace disappearing. I was constantly on alert, constantly tense, constantly restless. That's when I understood. I was feeding fear, and constant fear weakens the mind, and a weakened mind becomes vulnerable. The spiritual world is not a game, and it isn't wise to treat images that glorify darkness as harmless entertainment. I decided to stop. I cut off the horror movies. I stopped consuming heavy content. I began filling my mind with different things. Prayer, the Word of God, worship, content that brought peace instead of tension. And the difference was clear. My sleep improved. The mental oppression faded. The atmosphere in my home felt light again. That's when I understood. Not every door is physical. Some doors are mental. Others are spiritual. And you don't need to perform a ritual to expose yourself. Sometimes you open the door simply by choosing what you repeatedly watch. Today I know. It's not about being afraid of movies. It's about discernment. Because the spiritual world is real, and our minds are sensitive territory. What you feed grows.